Finally, an episode that I have been waiting for. And yes, my hair looks like this, and you will not say one thing. I know you will, and that's okay. Because it's how I go to sleep at night, because I'm black. This show is hella creepy, and so are the characters. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to So by GG 101. Today is Tuesday, which means it's time for a recap, review, whatever, of Riverdale. It's getting a little bit more comfortable saying that. So, like I said in that very weird, exasperatedly exaggerated intro, excuse the hair, I'm about to go sleep. Your girl's tired. I only got 1 hour of sleep last night. So, let's get this on the road. So this was the episode that I have been waiting for. Okay, all kinds of hell broke loose in this episode. Veronica was serving the seance. You guys. I'm so happy because, like, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone just kept saying, keep watching it, you're gonna like it. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the plot to thicken. Look at that. It's not thickening. But it happened. Okay, so basically, Veronica knows that Archie is off the plate because of Betty, and it's still a very sensitive topic because obviously it only happened 2 episodes ago. So, she's like, I got a date with this other guy, and it was this black guy, and he's like the head of the football team, or his dad is a coach or some shenanigans like that, and they go out on a date. So, Veronica is known as the mean girl New Yorker, I guess, because of her reputation when she was in New York, but she's trying to, like, turn over a new leaf. So she goes out with this guy, and obviously there's this chemistry between them, a very sexual kind of one, and they start to make out, and the scene cuts. Next thing you know, Veronica goes to school, and they're all like, you got a sticky syrup or a sticky widget or something like that. Brown maple syrup, I don't know, but she got something, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm thinking the same, what are they talking about? Because I was like, I know they're not talking about what I think they talking about, because that's inappropriate. Like, what you talking about? So they send her like a picture, because the whole school is talking, and it's kind of like, you know, this whole small town thing where, like, everything just gets around or whatever. And they sent her this video. Apparently, the football guy had video, like, taken. Okay, so when they were on their date, right before they made out, she took a selfie with him. And he took that selfie, and he put, like, a sticky maple syrup thing dripping down her face. So, listen, I'm fully aware we got members of the Merpod that are well under the age of 18. Y'all are well under the age of like 15, most of you. But my Merpod members that are my age and older, you know exactly what the reference was. And Veronica flips her ish. When I tell you, she becomes a whole new, like, Betty's all like, oh my god, calm down, Veronica. We can take this to the principal. And Veronica's like, no, we're not taking this to the principal. Okay, I don't follow the rules. I make the rules, and I break them when they need to be broken. And she walks off in a vengeance. I mean, did you see how the evil queen walked down in my video? If you haven't, I mean, what you waiting for? But, like, that's how Veronica walked off. So the whole entire episode is about Veronica getting vengeance. But Betty and Jughead decided to start up the school newspaper. Well, Betty did and went to Jughead because Jughead wants to be like an author or something someday. And so they're like, let's just make this an exclusive. So Betty texts Veronica and says, you know, come meet me in whatever. I don't know. It looks like the teacher's lounge. I don't know where they were meeting. Excuse me. And there was a bunch of girls that had come forward about what this guy did and what these other football members did. And apparently there was like a book. All right, and they were keeping score because it was a game, which is just disgusting. Like, they would lie about how far they got with a girl and put it in a book as a game. So, of course, Mary Cherry shows up in the doorway like,
you just need to get over it. He does it to everybody. It's whatever.
And then the other girl is all like, no, like, there's a game or whatever. And she's like,
hello? Jason was like the captain of the football team. Don't you think I would know if there was a game?
So they decide to, like, find the book, and I forgot how they found the book, but they found the book or whatever, and they decided they wanted to get back at them because it wasn't just enough to take the book to the principal, because they had no proof at this point, because half the female student body going to the principal wasn't enough proof. Okay, so they do that, and then they decide that they were going to play him. So they had Betty kind of get all dressed up or whatever to try and seduce him. And he makes a comment about Polly, because Polly's name was in the book. And Veronica was the last female to be written in that book because she was the new girl. So when he brought up Polly, saying how, like, Jason told us about Polly, how she's, like, basically a freak in the sheets and a lady in the streets, like, she kind of, like, lost it. And I was like, oh my God, I found Aria. She completely, like, lost it, and they decided that they were going to go to the girl who came forward, I forgot her name, and they were going to go to her house and meet up there. And at first he was, like, hella skeptical, because he's like, why? And she's like, well, they have a pool and a jacuzzi, and they're going to be gone, so it'll just be you and I. She's going to leave us the keys. So, you know, being a little horny teenage boy, he was like, schmurp, yep, we going there. And they went, and Veronica was there in a very sexy kind of swimsuit. I think it was like a one piece. And then Betty shows up, and Betty confuses the crap out of Veronica, but turns this football player dude on. And she's like, yo, what's good? I mean, Betty came out with, like, this black bob cut wig, this, like, lacy lingerie kind of top, right? And she's like, Betty couldn't make it, so she sent me. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was hella confused. I was like, especially after Pretty Little Liars has got my mind messed up, I was like, please do not tell me that this is Polly. Is this Polly? Is Polly a made up person? Okay, so they're in the hot tub, and they give him a muscle relaxer. Well, not they. Betty gives him a muscle relaxer and mixes it in the liquor, so that way, you know, he's loose. And they videotape him telling the truth of what happened. But Betty takes it one step too far, and she starts to, like, push his head into the hot tub, and she's making the hot tub hotter. And she's like, admit what you said about Polly, or say sorry for what you did to Polly. But she calls him Jason. And Veronica's all like, Betty, chill. So basically what ended up happening with that is that they go to the principal's office. What he did was wrong, but what they did was wrong too. And the mom was like, you know, next time just let me know what's happening and we'll fix this. You know what I'm saying? And they burnt the book. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when they found the book in the boys' locker, Mary Cherry was, like, butthurt because Jason was in the book with Polly. And she was like, whatever Jason did to Polly, if he really hurt her, like this book is saying, I'm really sorry. So that happened. Back on the ranch, there was, like, 2 subplots. So there was Archie's random subplot, and then there was Jughead's subplot. Now, Jughead subplot made more sense because Mary Cherry said that she heard a gunshot into the woods, and then Archie came and corroborated with that story. So to cover for the newspaper, they go out to see who else heard the gunshot. One of the Ranger scouts was in the forest, and he tried to say that they didn't hear it. But one of the other chickens of the Cub Scouts, because they was completely afraid of this lunatic for really good reasons, because he was something was wrong with him. He came forward. After Jughead pulled a Caleb. Jughead is Caleb. Jughead rolled up at the diner and started eating the boy's sundae that he's supposed to be splitting with his dad, intimidating the bejesus out of him. And he was like, oh, I don't know the kid's name, but he reminds me of Randall from Recess, so we're going to call him Randall. He was all like, Randall was there. He fired the gun. He said that if we didn't know how to take care of ourselves, because it's only us in the wilderness, we're going to get killed. So Jughead then approaches Randall. Randall's like, well, I could get in trouble. I could lose the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever club it is. And he was like, what if I can give you a better story for your newspaper? Because that's what you're writing this about for, right? And he's like, what's the better story? He's like, what if I told you that I wasn't the only person at Sweetwater River or whatever? And he said, what if I told you that I saw Miss Grungewall or whatever that woman's name is there too? Now, at this point,
if you remember, Jughead had already caught Archie and Mrs. Grunwald, or whatever the heck her name is, so he knew exactly what was happening. So that subsection ended with him like, I don't know what to do. And he basically narrated, as much as I want to protect Archie, he kind of just has to like lay in the bed that he's made. So now to the basic subsection. This Josie and the Pussycat doll thingy, it just throws me off. Okay, because it just seems so irrelevant. So Archie, Mary Cherry told Archie that she would grant him one wish that wasn't her body, even though the way she said it was hella sexual. Like, she'd grant him one wish that he could cash in for cooperating with her story. And he's like, I just was telling the truth. Schmurp, I didn't do it for anything. But then he decided to cash in because she's best friends with Josie's from Josie and the Pussycats. And so he's like, can I sit in on their lesson? Now, at this point, the police had contacted Archie's father, and Archie's father was pissed, was like, you didn't tell me nothing, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, guess what? You're grounded. So he's grounded. He can't do his music because the father is just completely against it. And Josie and the Pussycats approaches him in school and was like, listen, we're practicing. You can sit in quietly, okay? And you can't say nothing. And he was like, but I'm grounded. And she looked at him like, she gave him that black girl look, like, you talking like that's my problem. And he was like, I got it, no problem. So he basically sneaks out at night to practice with Josie and the Pussycats, or whatever the case may be. And when he gets there, it's just the two other members, and Josie's not there, and he's talking to them. And she comes in, and she starts giving this big speech. Because he was like, basically, what I want for you guys to do is to perform my music. And he's like, Josie, okay, so here's the thing about Josie and the whole speech. The whole speech is absolutely, absolutely true from a black individual's perspective. You who have never been through the oppression that a black person has as a white American or a white European cannot write or speak on my experience. You cannot do that. And I don't mean necessarily my experience, but I mean like the experience of slavery, or even my experience, the experience that I experienced just being a black individual. I just went through something like this actually on Sunday. Who would like a story time for that? I go through a lot of things because I'm a black individual, and it gets worse because I'm a black female individual. And if a white person would try to tell me that I'm just taking it too sensitive, I probably would slap them too. So Josie gives this whole big speech. And while I appreciated the speech, and I'm totally empathetic to the speech, and I totally get the speech, it was just kind of annoying because it was like, why is it that black characters always have to be the sassy ones, or they have to be the ones that are all like, like, why can't you have a black character that's just smart and educated like Maya Angelou? So like, that kind of irked me in that way, because she could have said it how Maya Angelou would have said it without it being all my herny. But whatever, she said her speech, and Archie got it. He was like, I get it, and he just left it alone. So while they were rehearsing, like, one of the girls, I guess her writing, her lyrics were slipping, so Archie made a suggestion, and at first Josie was all like, she didn't say it, but she had that look like, didn't I tell you you cannot speak? But they took his suggestions, and then she was like, that actually sounds really good, what else do you got? And then they started to collab. So then there was like this big dance where Josie's mom, who's the governor of the town or whatever, who's played by Robin Givens, who cannot act. She is ridiculous. I don't know why she keeps getting cast. She gets cast like once every 3 million light years, but she cannot act. Ugh. So they have her, and obviously, like, Mary Cherry's parents are being hella rude to her. She's like, you know, I'm sorry I haven't been able to reach out to you or whatever. How are you doing? And she's all like, how do you think I'm doing? I just lost my son. And then Betty's mom showed up, and she bitch slapped Betty's mom at this party because Betty's mom leaked the autopsy report to the newspaper because Betty's mom is a dick. So, yeah. So basically how that ended was Archie's dad sees Mrs. Grunwald, or whatever her name is, and he approaches her about like his music, and she goes, he's a special kid. You know what every like pedophile says?
He's a special kid, and I believe that, you know, he could do it, and it would just be a shame if he didn't.
So Archie's dad took that with stride and took the garage and started to soundproof it, and he was like, well, even though you're grounded, I guess you should use it in a good way. You know how parents like try to be condescending when they know that they're wrong, and instead of just saying that they're wrong, they like do that. It doesn't matter what race your parent is. I think it's just a parental thing. Parents will kind of admit when they're wrong. So that happened, and basically that was the end of the series. Well, not the series, the episode. So my overall consensus, this was the episode I've been waiting for. This is the episode that drew me in. Now, in the comments, I've been asked, who do I think is the new RB? Someone said that they thought that it was Betty's mom. I don't think Betty's mom is an RB. I think Betty's mom is just very prejudiced. However, I do think that Betty is the new Aria, and I think she's got split personality disorder. And I cannot lie, I've seen certain spoilers. I don't know who shot him, but I think I know excuse me, who shot him, because I saw said spoilers as I was trying to like promote these videos. So I think I know who shot Jason. But if I hadn't seen those spoilers, because I saw the spoilers after I saw the 3rd episode, my theory at this point is that Betty has, like, split personality disorder. Like, I know you guys are going to be like, you said that about Aria, and Aria didn't have it. I don't care what I, Marlena King, said. Aria was the perfect test subject that exhibited every one of the axes for split personality disorder. And what I just saw from Betty is the same exact thing. Betty went straight up Sybil in this episode, and if you don't know who Sybil is, I suggest you Google that movie. It starred Sally Fields back in the days. Okay, so I'm starting to enjoy it. I cannot wait for the next episode, you guys, and I can't wait for season 2 to start, so that way we can like live tweet and really like schmurr. So that's all that I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, or if you enjoyed me and you want to see more from me, then you definitely need to be part of the DJ Meister Merpod and come swimming with us on all of our adventures. How am I to do that? You're probably asking. Oh, well, it's simple. All you have to do is rate, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Loves and like, share. Bye!